How wrong they were, but not Mackey and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackey and Judd.
Write that down.
That's right. We are the only show in America, okay? All of America. The only show in America that actually keeps track of our predictions and holds each other accountable every single week with batting averages and home runs. And on the football edition on Purple Daily, which you can also find every Wednesday on that show, completion percentages and touchdowns. We're just revolutionary here, boys. We're revolutionary here.
Do we know for a fact that we are the only show?
I mean, our fact checker staff is a little bit depleted, and so I guess we can't 100% confirm it.
For sure.
I know that Colin Cowherd has done in the past where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong, and so that's sort of a way to do it. But he doesn't keep track of like his all-time. How often are you right? Let's see it. Let's put it all on the table. Colin,
He's a backwards hat kind of guy.
that's what I am today.
Yeah.
I'm Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Backwards hat kind of a guy. Real quick, shout out to Rebecca Jones, who is the grand prize winner for the $10,000 Pick Your Prize contest that we were running all throughout the month of March. Thank you to everyone who downloaded the Score North app. We had, I want to say, and we still have one more day here, like 1,100 new registered users on the Score North app. We're up to like 17,500 YouTube subscribers. Quite frankly, we have reached more people with Mackey and Judd and Purple Daily in the month of March than really at any point since maybe the early days of Mackey and Judd on radio, maybe when we had like the Twins right. So we just have we have a bigger audience now than we have in a long time, thanks to all of you guys supporting us and helping us. And Rebecca Jones, the winner of the $10,000 Pick Your Prize contest that we ran through the Score North app in the month of March. So awesome.
Love it.
You guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Keep cranking out that speculation, guys. I think the Wild being interesting too, and the Wolves always having like rumors and stuff have sort of helped feed the beast here for us. But mostly the Vikings and all the free agency moves have helped us in the month of March too. And we're just hilarious, witty guys.
Oh yeah, it's all us. It's all us. It's not. The Vikings are. Who cares?
So, all right, boys, should we dive in here with some Write That Down predictions? We're going to get to Reid is our guest listener predictor this week. So here's how it works. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And if you want to be part of the segment and make your predictions, send a DM to @PhilMackey or @DexasTweets on Twitter. We also, I think our DMs are open on Instagram too. Some people have asked. I'm not really active on Twitter. You can slide into our DMs on Instagram as well. Unless you're Kevin Durant. Don't slide into my DMs with weird homophobic stuff. All right? I don't know if you
it's kind of weird. Please don't do that.
Yeah, so
please don't do that.
Just you can rip us, just, keep it above.
Some might say we do we're keeping up great work, that might be a thing we're doing as well. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We're doing great work.
Okay, let's start with Judd Zolgad here. Accountability session. Judd said Kenta Maeda will be the Twins' opening day starter in 2021. Unless he gets hit by the team bus in the next 24 hours. It looks like Judd's going to be correct on that, although it is Twins baseball, so you never know. You said the Gopher men's hockey team will play in the championship game of the Frozen Four this season.
Not impressed with the showing against Minnesota State Mankato.
Yeah, 3 Minnesota teams of the 4, but not the Gophers. Classic.
Yeah, I was not real impressed with that.
Go Huskies.
Yeah, Huskies, good for them.
And then you said the Twins would trade Max Kepler this offseason.
I think they might regret not doing that.
I don't know. I'm pretty bullish on Maxie boy. Max is my guy.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You know why? Because he's a young player, and you reward your young players with playing time, and that's what you do. You don't recycle waiver claims. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're on Write That Down. We're not talking.
I feel like maybe Declan is just too liberal when it comes to giving out playing time to young players before they earn it. Maybe Brent Rooker should have earned, maybe Kirosh should have earned his playing time.
Right.
Well, Max Kepler. We'll see.
All right, I had a bad week here.
Oof.
I said two things that were incorrect. I said the Wolves would trade Ricky Rubio by the trade deadline, and then I said another story will come out by opening day that a high-ranking baseball executive, a GM, or a GM would harass
forgot about
someone
this.
because we've had all these stories, and like there was a couple managers and like Mickey Callaway, but all right, good for front office executives for either keeping it hidden or not.
I was going to say,
creepy.
because there's a chance they just didn't get caught.
Well, we still have is opening day tomorrow, or is it tonight technically?
Do
tomorrow.
they play a game tonight? I mean, tomorrow's like the opening day. Is there a game
So
tonight, though?
we actually have about 14 more hours, or about 26 more hours.
Are you
here,
saying that The Athletic might be hard at work trying to unearth something right now?
I mean,
And your first prediction should have been right. Ricky Rubio probably should have been traded.
Yeah.
but here he is. All right, the listeners had 3 things come off the board. Tony said Victoria will make the WWE Hall of Fame in 2021 and will be inducted by Mickey James. They went with Molly Holly for the women's division. Actually, she's from Minnesota. I think she might even still live in Minnesota. Molly Holly.
She has her own wrestling facility and training here, I believe, in White Bear Lake.
Very cool. Is that with Ken Anderson?
It might be. I'm not 100% on that.
What's the name again?
Of what? Of
Molly Holly?
Molly Holly?
Molly Holly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, Bob Holly and Crash Holly's sister, right?
And Phil, is it like, because I know they've been like staggering their announcements. Is she good? Is Molly Holly the or whoever's being is that it for the women's division? Or are they not going to add
anyone? It's the only one
else?
to this point, unless they add someone this week.
Got it.
And then, of course, Andrew said the next announced WWE Hall of Fame class will be headlined by The Undertaker. And to this point, that's false, and WrestleMania is in like a week. So, and Undertaker already surprised Kane by having Kane go in. So, I don't know. And then Jacob said Gonzaga will get to the Final Four. Nice little single up the middle there. Gonzaga, the best team in the tournament. Declan, you said Jake Layman. Yeah, rough week for you. You said Jake Layman will be traded by the NBA trade deadline.
Burying the lead there, Phil. Yep.
You said the Twins will sign a reliever to a contract worth at least $7 million. And you said the Twins will trade for an established pitcher between now and opening day that will be on the opening day roster. Over
that column A one just, I think it was 6.2. Like I was like $300,000 off or something. Maybe like 6.8 even.
Write that down. Unforgiving.
Oh man, it's
write
so
that
true.
down. It's a very unforgiving exercise.
It so is.
And so that brings us to the updated season statistics here. Judd Zulgad just rocking it still. 483 with a home run.
Oh, my back's getting sore from carrying. I'll write that down. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like the Angels lineup the last 5 years. They have like 2 good hitters.
Yeah.
One guy.
Just call me Trouty. Just call me Trouty.
Declan having a really good season too, even though he had a bad week. 387 with a home run. I'm having a terrible year. 211 with no home runs. Listeners at 192 and no home runs. All-time stats: Judd Zulgad 154 hits and 9 home runs. I'm at 116 hits and 10 home runs. Listeners, 93 hits and 9 home runs. And Declan with 43 hits and 3 home runs.
Write that down. I don't have a pencil. Well, remember that then.
All right, should we do this? Let's get our guy Reid in here. Guest,
All right.
listener, predictor. Reid, are you ready to take some swings, sir?
Yep, I'm good to go.
Awesome. So here's how this is going to work. Reid, we'll start with you, and then we'll go over to Judd, Declan, back to me, Phil. We'll make 3 trips around the room. Predictions must be quantifiable. Reid, fire away, man. What's your first prediction?
All right. In the 2021 season, the Minnesota Gophers football team will win at least 9 games, a bowl game, and PJ Fleck will remain the head coach in the 2022 season.
Love it. All right.
Going for the trifecta. Nice
All right.
work.
I'm here for that. I think that would be a successful season. They could bounce back, win 9, win a bowl game. I think I would, and maybe win a rivalry game in there. Beat Wisconsin or something for once. All right, Judd Zulgad, your first prediction. Dex, and just for like sound purposes, I'm going to mute Reid between the picks while you write them down.
You got it.
Okay. So with opening day tomorrow, I'm going all baseball and write that down this week.
Yep.
The Twins will win the American League Central with 90 or more victories this season.
Wow, you're already hedging. You're already hedging.
I'm coming. Well, for write that down purposes, yes.
You just knocked like 10% wins off of your prediction.
You know why? Because it's write that down.
Write that down.
An unforgiving exercise and one that exploits any fallibilities that I might have. Yeah, damn right I'm coming down. 90 or more victories. But the most important thing is I am predicting a 3rd consecutive American League Central title.
All right. How are we dealing with it? If the Twins win 90 plus and win the division, I don't think that's a home run because they've won the division a couple times.
No. I don't.
If he goes at least 96 wins, I think that's a home run.
No. But I am purposely not doing that.
Okay.
So no. I am fine with.
Okay.
It's just the point.
Have some cojones here, Zolgad.
Yeah, for real.
All right? Yeah.
Do you guys know what happens to write that down? Participants with cojones, they end up.
Yeah, they hit
They
bombs.
end up. No, not necessarily. No. I'm a lawyer. I am a write that down lawyer here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, back to Declan.
All right, my first prediction, Kenta Maeda will strike out at least 6 batters on opening day. So Kenta Maeda, I'm going to go with at least 6 strikeouts in his opening day start against the Brewers.
Okay. All right.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
In 4 2/3 innings, and they pull him after 74 pitches
Yeah,
just to be
once that
cautious.
third time through the order, even if you're at 75 pitches, you gotta bring in Randy Dobnak because that's what the analytics say to do.
Yeah.
So.
Anytime you can bring Cody Stashak in for the biggest moment of his life with all the pressure in the world when you're starting pitchers.
Opening days tomorrow. How about you two be like me, a little positive, okay?
So we're still just, if you can tell, we're a little bitter about the 18 straight playoff losses still.
No, I'm shocked.
God.
All right, I am swinging. So I have all Twins predictions today. I think 2 of them are home. I know that 2 of them are home runs, and 1 of them is sort of borderline. So I will start with a home run, and then I'll bookend with a home run on my third prediction. Zolgad going with his 90-plus wins, that's all fine and dandy. And that's a lofty bar. But I'm here to hit bombs. The Twins will win exactly 94 games. The Twins will win exactly 94 games this season. Write it down. Book it. I don't know if it's
all right.
Maybe they don't win the division. I don't know. But 94 wins exactly.
All
Write
right.
it down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, let's go back over to guest listener predictor Reid. What's your second prediction?
Alrighty. The Minnesota Vikings will not draft with the 14th overall pick in this draft.
Okay.
All right.
So they could trade up, they could trade down. They could
Potentially an Orlando Brown trade, fingers crossed on that front.
They could miss their pick like they did in 2003 and then move down a couple
They
spots.
could say, you know what, we're good. We're gonna bow out of the entire draft. We got Dakota Dozier. We got our guy. We're good.
Dakota Dozier.
Dakota's
I'm also
back.
thinking Rick Spielman doesn't have that second-round pick, so he might just trade that 14th overall, get a second-round pick and about 3 or 4 7th-rounders to fill it out.
I think you might be right.
I like it.
I think you might have just hit it. Yes.
That's
Way to go, Reid.
that's the tantalizing temptation for Rick Spielman. All right, back over to Judd for your second prediction.
Second Twins prediction. Josh Donaldson will hit 20 or more home runs this season. Josh Donaldson will hit 20 or more home runs, which means he's going to play.
And Judd Zolgad won't be hitting any home runs, and write that down.
Which means he's going to play this. Did you see the average? You can't swing for the fences. What you got to do is put the ball in play, okay? Yeah. I'm of the Tom Kelly school.
Okay, Joe Mauer.
All right, so Josh Donaldson will play enough, and I actually am not sure that this is going to come true because of that, to hit 20 or more home runs this season.
Dude, I hope Josh Donaldson plays 150 games, hits 50
19.
doubles, and hits 19 home runs.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, some friend you are.
Write that down.
All right, back to Declan.
All right, another opening day prediction for me. The Twins will win on opening day by 3 runs or less. So the Twins will win by 3 runs or less on opening day against Milwaukee.
That's a weird prediction.
No, it just means they'll win, and they'll win by 3 runs or less. I think
know,
it's
but
specific.
it's just a weird prediction. Like,
I'm not going to say
if they win 4-0, you don't want the point?
Yeah, that's correct. That's how Write That Down works. But if they win in a close game, that's fine.
Is this a home
I never
run?
thought of that one.
Well, I'm saying 3 runs or less.
No.
I'm not being that specific. I don't think that's a home
No,
run.
because they might win by, no.
But my question is, listen, it's already.
Why
it's
would it be a
verbally-
home run?
It's verbally binding, so it's in the books as of now.
Why would it be a home run?
But like, if it's not a home run either way, wouldn't you just want the easier route to a hit?
I didn't want to just say a win.
Are you flexing? Like,
Yeah, I want it to be specific.
okay.
Flexing.
I'm not going to say they win. That's just lame. I'm not going to do that.
Twins win 5-1, and Declan is incorrect. All right, strong.
It
Write
happens.
it down. You like writing things down.
All right. Well, I'll be sort of oddly specific here too. Pretty much because I don't know if this is a home run or not. So I'm in the same boat as Declan here. I'm being a hypocrite by poking at him. So my main premise here is that Jorge Alcala is going to be sneaky, sneaky good. And he was sneaky good last year, too, mostly in low leverage situations. But I really like Jorge Alcala. And I think he's going to be a big inning, big strikeout guy out of that bullpen, like a multi-inning guy. And so where this sort of came from is I think he could flirt with like 90 or 100 strikeouts on the season if they use him a lot and he stays healthy. So here's my prediction. In the month of April, Jorge Alcala will tally at least 15 strikeouts. Write that down. And that would put him on pace for 90 or more strikeouts out of the bullpen, which is a huge number.
Here's where I'm at. I think that's a home run because even though he's only had a cup of coffee in the major league, right? Like is he like under 30 innings, 20 innings in the majors so far this year?
Yeah, he had like 27 innings last year. Yeah.
I think 15 strikeouts, like that's a good amount of strikeouts. And with how just teams use relievers, I personally think that's a home run. I don't know what lawyer or my attorney, Judd Zolgad, says, but I personally would go that's a home run. Judd?
Hold on a second here. I got to look at his innings pitched to see how much he pitched. I mean, because he's
young.
Well, and we know he's pretty good. Hold on a second here, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 90
let me take a
strikeout
quick-
pace.
I'm going to take a quick look
how many
here.
he's
Baseball
pitched
Reference.
20
relievers?
He's pitched in 25 innings in his entire career. He pitched in 16 games last year.
Yep.
He had 27 strikeouts and 24 innings.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I think it's specific enough. I think it's a home run.
Okay, that's fine.
See how I didn't crap on your prediction there, Phil?
Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think
why would you?
If you would have said the Twins are going to win by 1 run, I would have said that's a home run.
Why would you take a guy who just absolutely destroyed you and be like, well, that's a home run for you?
I admitted that I was a hypocrite 5 seconds later.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but I mean, I would still lash back. That's how relationships
Write
work.
this down.
Come on, Declan. You don't just roll over. No one has respect for that.
I didn't roll over, but yeah.
No one has respect for that. You got to lash back.
Back to Reid, your final prediction here.
All right, for this final one, I'm kind of hopeful, kind of just swinging for the fences, but the Minnesota Vikings will play in and win a Super Bowl by the 2030 season.
Wow.
Well, I hope someone's here to account for that and write that down.
Yeah, call it that too. Hopeful the show is that long too.
The show will 100% not be in existence yet. Judd will be in his 60s or
2030?
God willing.
By the
2030?
sometime in the 2020 decade, the Vikings will win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
No, I'll be 50. If I make it that long, I'll be 58, right? 59?
Yeah. By the way, we are going to, just for the sake of this, we're going to include the Super Bowl that takes place in 2030, right? Like the 2029 season. We're going to count the Super Bowl that takes place in 20.
Yeah,
Yes.
so the cutoff would be the 2030-31 season.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. All right, Reid, since you're here and you've got this platform, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that got you to this magnificent point in your life?
Yeah, I got a couple people I want to shout out, my dad and my grandpa, because they're the ones that got me ingrained into Minnesota sports from day one, and it's been pleasurable and torturous all the same. Also, I live in Wisconsin. I'm going to school over here now, so I have plenty of Packer friends around me that I love to shove like just Minnesota anything into. So shout out to Gina, Nolan, Gertage, Cam, all the Wisconsin fans that love to shove it in my face. I'll shove it back a little bit.
Awesome, man. All right, great job with your predictions, Reid. Good luck with them coming to fruition, and good luck to all of us still being relevant when the Vikings win a Super Bowl in 2030. All right?
There you go.
See you, Reid. Thank you.
Thanks, Reid.
All right, Reid. Cool. All right, back to Judd, your final prediction of the week.
Write that down.
May I take a second to point out that I take it from Reid's comment that he is clearly in college, probably, right? Like he's probably like 20,
he's going to school,
21 or something. Okay. Baseball opening day is tomorrow. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Reid just gave us 3 predictions that were Gopher football, Vikings, and Vikings. Rob Manfred, that's the state of your sport.
Hold on, let's bring Reid back in here. Reid, how old are you, and do you care about baseball?
I am 21, turned 22 in less than a month. I did for a while, but after 18 consecutive playoff losses, I got to be honest, I can only take so much like heart pain from between the Twins and the Timberwolves that I kind of pick Timberwolves. So I mean, I'll watch a game, but I'm not the biggest baseball fan. No.
So if you had what's one thing, like one big thing that Rob Manfred and now his main consultant Theo Epstein could do to get Reid, 22-year-old, soon to be 22-year-old Reid, invested in baseball regularly?
Well, to start off, you could send me some free tickets. I'd love to just go to a game for free. That'd be awesome. I don't know. To make it more interesting, I would say, I don't know. Like, I feel like everything around Minnesota sports is Vikings, or, it's like, I just feel like there isn't so much publicity and so much hype around, the Twins. Like, I feel like just getting people to talk about it more would be a good way. Word of mouth is a really good way. Like, I remember in 2017 when the Vikings were on the edge of the Super Bowl, that's all anyone could talk about. And there was a buzz and an excitement in the air, and just finding some way to get that around the Twins would definitely improve that.
And you know what? Like, so I agree. And some of it's up to the Twins, like just be more relevant and win a playoff game more than once every 20 years. But the other thing too is think about this last 2 weeks, how excited people get. Oh my God, the Vikings traded a 6th round pick for a backup guard, Mason Cole, and everyone wants to talk about it. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
And baseball doesn't have that. Like you have to wait 4 months for a move to be made in baseball free agency. There's not like in football, that for this next week or two, we're going to get major free agent action, and we're all going to be looking on like PFF.com at left guard grades, and it's going to be super fun. Baseball doesn't have that. So make your offseason more interesting, baseball.
I agree.
Reid, thanks for coming on, dude. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Helping
Reid.
to save baseball with the young people.
Speaking of, so actually, to Reid's point, I'm trying to think out loud here. Where could I hear more Twins talk? Like, where's a place I could get more Twins stuff? Like, if I want Twins discussion.
Well, pretty soon here, right after this segment is over, we're going to have our daily Talkin' Twins discussion. Thad Levine with some very interesting comments to Yahoo Sports. Every single day, we are breaking down Twins like they are football in our Talkin' Twins segments, and bonus Talkin' Twins on Mondays here on the Mackey and Judd podcast feed with our friend formerly known as Cursive Punto on Twitter, Jake Depew. So we are your home.
That's exactly
Talkin'
right.
Twins.
All right. My final write that down for this week. Tony La Russa will not be the White Sox manager in 2022. So this gives me across the board, if he gets blown out then during the course of the 2021 season and or in the winter, it gives me that whole time period, okay?
Yeah.
But he will not be the manager in 2022 of the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, I think you're probably.
Yeah, that's probably correct.
You're probably
I don't
right
see
about
how this is. I just don't see how it's going to work.
that. It's just you know what it is?
It's a bad hire.
It's a weird, low upside, high volatility hire for a team that's ready to pop. Like all the guys you could have hired that would have just like sort of stayed out of the way and molded them. Like go hire a Rocco Baldelli type that's going to be able to maybe mesh with the team.
And they
It just
wanted
doesn't
to.
make sense.
The GM did. The problem was the guy that owns the White Sox, Jerry Reinsdorf, still regrets firing La Russa in like 87. He's like trying to make amends for it. Like, what are you doing?
It's
This team's about set to pop. It's got all of these fun young players, and you're going to bring in this curmudgeon who, by the way, turned out to have a Dewey. Like, that was licensed to be like, you know what? Bad idea. Sorry, right? We're not going to have you. They had that opportunity, and instead of like pouncing, they're like, oh no. We'll get through all of his legal problems so that this old curmudgeon can come manage Robert, Tim Anderson. Like, think about these guys.
Anderson's going to literally kill him, I think.
Yes, it's not going to work.
I think Tim Anderson's going to beat him up.
And you know what? I'm on
paying
Team
for it.
Tim.
Yeah.
Go on the record here, Dex. You got one more prediction left. Come on.
I'm not
There will
going
be a
there.
physical
I'm not going
altercation.
there. Tim Anderson is my dude, though. And honestly,
He's your guy, yeah.
and talk about baseball marketing, market Tim Anderson. That's the dude you should be marketing. Like, I know, like, Mike Trout's the greatest baseball player.
Yeah, Tim Anderson's
arguably of all time,
fun.
but Anderson's the guy you should be marketing your game after.
I agree. I
100%.
think like, you need to get behind guys like Trout and Tim Anderson and Kyle Garlick. Like that is what's going to push baseball to the next level.
Totally.
Get behind your stars like Kyle
Get
Garlick.
behind your waiver claims. Absolutely. All right, last prediction for me here.
Kyle Garlick.
Matthew Boldy will score a postseason goal for the Wild this year.
Oh, I like it.
So Boldy was signed yesterday to an entry-level contract. He's reporting to Iowa, and the Wild literally have pennies against their salary cap that they can't even call him up to the main roster yet. So I think, number one, a move's probably going to have to happen for him to get up here, but he will score a postseason goal this season for the Wild.
I like it. It's also just a great hockey name.
Matthew Boldy, yeah.
Like,
oh, totally.
Boldy, yeah.
could be a nickname, but it's really his real name. It's just, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Write that down.
All right, I'm gonna go with a a prediction about Declan's favorite baseball player here. Write this down. Kyle Garlick is going to go yard in the Milwaukee series. Kyle Garlick hits a bomb in the Milwaukee series.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's probably exactly right.
He is going yard. Now, I think the 3 starting pitchers the Twins are facing are all righties, so I don't know if they would – like, it would be pretty easy just to put Luis Arraez out there and have the platoon splits, but I think Kyle Garlick's going to at least have a bat in his hands at some point.
Could be a pinch hit.
Keep in mind, I put the bonus one into the notes yesterday that I said he will not be on the roster by June 1st.
Yep.
He'll be off the roster. That is in there. That's binding. I want that.
Right.
I want that in there.
He can do plenty of damage in the month of April. By the way, Zach Levine. We already talked about Zach Levine earlier today, but Thad Levine had some interesting things to say about the 18-game playoff losing streak in a second. But a shout-out to our friends at Dennis Kirk. So Dennis Kirk, in addition to supporting our show and our Twins content, Dennis Kirk is here to support you riders out there. Whether you ride a Harley, a metric cruiser, a sport bike, you'll find what you need at DennisKirk.com. Enjoy that weather outside. 160,000 parts and accessories in stock, clothing and helmets as well. If you order before 8 p.m., they'll ship the same day, and shipping is free on orders over $89. So they're just the best in the business all around. DennisKirk.com. Everything you need for your ride. Also, I see some of you out there. In fact, Judd's had an issue this week with a laptop. Judd's had some internet issues. Judd's had some.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's a me problem.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you should call Wamatech and find out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a you problem, if it's a building problem, but if you're listening or watching on a broken down phone, tablet, or laptop, might be time to call Wamatech, a trusted supplier of pre-owned phones, tablets, laptops, and new accessories. They source pre-owned devices directly and pass the savings on to you guys. They'll even buy your old device for cash. Buy, sell, trade in, whatever you need. Wamatech.com. That's WAMATEK.com. All right, boys, it's time for our Talkin' Twins segment of the day here. And Declan found this from yahoosports.com. I'm just going to read you. It was a little bit of a Q&A with Thad Levine, like just a kind of a back and forth with all the different GMs in the division. And the question was, do you ever think about the Twins' postseason curse? All right. And Thad Levine said, I think the answer to that is supposed to be no. You know, the reality of it is that so much of it is predated in my participation in the organization and predated a lot of our players and coaches. So as we get into September, as we clinch playoff spots, it becomes such a dominating theme of stories told about the Twins. Like no one writes a story at that time without referencing the consecutive playoff losses. I would say pretty objectively, outside of that time frame, nobody thinks about it too much in terms of the people most directly connected to the team. And by and large, a lot of our players have no idea about it because they just haven't been part of it long enough to have really hurt and had it be personal to them. That being said, it's clearly an ominous cloud that hangs over the fan base, and if we could give them no gift than to shirk that, it seems as if they could breathe a little bit easier. There's a weight on their chest which is certainly impeding freedom of deep breaths, and so we would like to give our fans that gift.
Will
you guys follow me in a little Twins guided meditation here? Some deep
Little yoga breath.
breathe out. Yes. Breathe in. Let's shirk. Shirk is the word that he used.
Shirk's not a great word for Thad. I would have expected a much bigger word than shirk.
How do you feel about his perspective on the franchise's 18-game losing streak in the playoffs?
It's nonsense. It's complete nonsense. This franchise owns that streak. Don't give me the BS that I was fed before the American League Division Series against the Yankees in 2019 about, this isn't our losing streak. And at that time, it wasn't. But you know what I said? I said, there's no way that you can all sit here in the media epicenter of sports and be asked about this in your clubhouse 5,000 times and not have it be your streak, because human nature is it gets in your head. And guess where the streak is now? In the Twins' head. And that goes all the way up the food chain to Falvey, Levine, and Rocco as well. And everybody deals with stressors in different ways. And Rocco's way is to be like, nothing's going to change. I'm not going to change how I am. I'm not going to. And you know what? Sometimes in the face of crisis, you have to change. You have to leave a pitcher in longer than you want to. You know why? Because it's a time of crises. And the fact is, this is the Twins' losing streak. Everyone in that current clubhouse owns it. And you know what bothers me about this? Because you guys are smart. That's what bugs me. Levine, Falvey, and Rocco, they're smart people. You know what you need to do? You need to own this damn thing. You need to let it wash over you. You need to accept that you are involved. And instead of this arm's length BS, which I'm sick of, that's not a smart way to do this. You need to look at this thing. This is the devil. This is the devil of baseball, or forget baseball. This is the devil of postseason losing streaks. And you need to face it down, and you need to hit it right in the jaw. And this whole nebulous thing of, well, it wasn't really ours. And no, it's still, it's a lot of people before us who went before. No, grab this damn streak and embrace it. My marketing motto, if I was Dave St. Peter, my marketing motto for this year would be 0-18, bring it on. I would look at this thing and I would throw a right cross at it, and I would own it, and I would accept it, and this is yours. So let's quit with this crap. And here's the thing too, and this is a problem with smart people. You're not going to outsmart this streak. Like, you're not going to talk your way around it. You're not going to convince anybody, because the media is going to ask you continually. If you're in the playoffs again, the workout day story is, guess what? You've lost, and it's going to be you, not, well, I looked it up, and the 2002 Twins are responsible for this portion of the pie, and the 2003 Twins are. No, you're going to look at this thing, and it's going to come back on you. So own it. Yeah. Accept it, and the only way you're going to defeat it is if you go after it.
You baited Dave St. Peter into Let's Slay the Dragon when he was on this show a couple years ago, and tabloids ran with it. So I think we get DSP back on here, as I like to call him, and we give him that motto: 0-18, bring it on. Also, for Thad Levine to say like no one in that locker room is aware of it, every single person in that locker room is aware of it. I know this is a very extreme example. Do you think Cubs and Red Sox players, when they were playing looking for that championship, weren't aware of it? They weren't part of it. They don't care about it. Like, they are all aware that this team has lost 18 consecutive playoff
and
games.
If they're not, and you know what, if there's a player or two who aren't, I'm telling you guys, I was in the visiting clubhouse the day before the 2019 ALDS started, okay? And there might have been guys who had no idea about the streak. I doubt it, but there might have been. But guess what? The media descends. And they ask, it's why no matter what sports, what coaches or executives tell you, the reason why they don't like us, really, and I don't blame them, is we are the conveyors of bad news. So, like, you're in Yankee Stadium, and the day before you play, if you didn't know about the streak at that time, Phil, it was planted in everybody's head, and every lead question was, what about the streak, okay? Which is a negative thing. It's not good. But that night, every player on the team went to bed thinking, not only are we playing the Yankees, not only are we playing in Yankee Stadium, but we've got a losing streak attached to our name. So that's the reality. Yeah, my question is, what are you going to do about it?
And and some of it is obviously the Twins over those 18 games have played some Yankees teams that are just flat better. But I hate that excuse. Yes. Well, like, how many of those series were they favored in? Baseball is a sport where the worst teams, the Pirates, are going to win 55 or 60 games this year with a bunch of minor leaguers. In any given series, the worst team in baseball is going to beat the best team in baseball 1 of 3 or 2 of 3. It happens. If you take baseball records and sort of morph them into football records, right? There's 162 games in baseball. There's been 16 games in football, so they played 10 times as many games. The best teams in baseball are 9 and 10 win teams equivalent, and the worst teams are 5 and 6 win teams. The Twins in those playoff appearances have been among the better teams in baseball, right? Because they wouldn't be in the playoffs if they weren't among the better teams in baseball, and they still can't win. And so I sit here. I don't know if I'm like Judd, and then I'm going to go Rocky IV and like tape pictures of Ivan Drago, 0-18 on my mirror every morning. I'm not going to go that far. But I think owning it, and also, Judd alluded to this, you can push it off on the Terry Ryan and the Bill Smith and the Ron Gardenhire. Like, you can push it off and say, well, a lot of this was before we got here. Well, but you guys have been to the playoffs 3 times, and I think by and large, Falvey and Levine have done an excellent job building this organization back up from 100 losses the year before they took over. They're averaging a 90-win pace, 90 wins per season percentage-wise in the 4 years they've been here. And so I think they're doing a really good job just building an organization. They've taken some shots in free agency, Josh Donaldson, Nelson Cruz, and so they're doing a good job. But some of this is now on you guys too. You're 0-6. That's 33% of the 0-18. So it's not like we've lost 1 of the 18. Oh, it's 6. It's
Right.
6. So it kind of falls on you too. Anyhow, I'm gonna wake up every morning. I think now. I think Judd has convinced me. I'm gonna eat some raw eggs to start the day. Drink them. I'm gonna put a picture of well, I guess it would be of. Would it be the Yankees? Like, which picture would you put up? It'd be like the 2004 Yankees.
The number,
Yeah,
no,
18.
Dex is right. The number,
18.
0-18 or 18. That's the thing that you have to slay. I don't care who you beat.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to beat the Yankees. You don't have to beat the Astros, the A's. I don't give a crap who you beat. But you need to end this and accept the fact that ending it is on you. That's the thing is, the 2003 Twins ain't coming back to play a pickup game and, hey, the streak's done now. Now you take the ball. Like, this is your team streak.
Yep.
Like,
So, all right, boys.
you can't have this whole thing of, I play for the name on the front of the jersey, except when it's not convenient.
Yep. No, I feel you, and I'm happy that he has acknowledged how frustrating it is for fans because like he's at least aware in that regard.
Yeah, smart.
And so that's good. All right, don't forget daily Talkin' Twins discussions on Mackey and Judd and on Score North YouTube, and also daily Vikings conversations on Purple Daily and Purple Daily Podcast. We are Mackey and Judd. Good talk. Good talk today.